Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. I'll give you a piece of my mind on this album. Deathmelody! Iron Maiden and their album Peace of Mind from 1983. This is the fourth studio album from the band that was released 40 years ago today. It was originally titled Food for Thought. So what do I think of this album? By this point, Bruce Dickinson fit into the band Iron Maiden like a glove. Like a glove! After the commercial success of the last album, The Number of the Beast, which I have reviewed, it's up here. Check it out. It only seemed fitting that he would have returned. The album, as with the previous three, was released a year after the prior one. Probably less, actually. In that you would expect, with all the touring and such, that the album would suffer. However, they are as strong as ever. I also have to say that I may prefer this album to Number of the Beast.
This man is overgasped!
Sure, the songs are not as iconic as, say, Run to the Hills, but by God, this is a strong record. One thing that's kind of kept me at bay from diving deep into this album was, believe it or not, the artwork. Don't get me wrong, it's a great piece illustrated by Derek Dr. Death Riggs. It's just that it's a bit plain. The message behind the art is visible, but unlike the previous three records, there's really no background to stare into. It's just a padded cell. Poor Eddie. It works, kind of, but I would have preferred something like having doctors stare at him through a glass window, or something like observing him. Make them businessmen in suits, like the song Still Life kind of implies that people thought the last album was demonic, and the artists were Satan worshippers, so maybe have a scrutiny against Eddie, the metalhead, while they look at him through a glass pane. Just a thought. On the back there is an image of a door that opens to clouds. Also, the chains seem to link to nothing. There is no hook or notch, it's just they slip right into the padded walls. Can you believe that shit? Still, it's great artwork. It grabs your attention. It's just not as strong as the previous three. And once I dug into the album finally, it's 100% classic Maiden. The powerful presence of the bass, the captivating yet not overtaking guitar tones, and matching marching drums, and Dickinson's operatic vocals makes it fit with 80s Maiden. I also really enjoy certain songs for their stories. Quest for Fire, which I presume is about cavemen discovering fire and trying to conquer tribes with it. I don't know, maybe. It's rip-roaring adventure feel, followed by the chants in the chorus, really makes you feel welcome to join their quest for fire. And then, of course, there's To Tame a Land, the final song on the album. It was inspired by Frank Herbert's Dune, and it was originally going to be called Dune, but Frank didn't allow that. It starts off mystical, like you're trekking through a desert. Then the guitar tones get heavy and dark. And then you become engrossed in the story of sand and spice. The Flight of Icarus is as epic a song on this album got. The song just has that power that explodes with the chorus. It feels mighty when you listen to it. The Trooper feels like old school Maiden. It could have passed for a song on the first two albums with Paul Di'Anno. It's just got that style and a sound that brings back memories to when I reviewed the first two records. Overall, this is a strong contender for my favorite Maiden album so far. It's got it all. Dickinson didn't really detract from the band, and rather stuck to its roots while doing some new stuff. It all comes together to blend the old school Maiden with the old school Maiden. It's a perfect Maiden album, but I can't see myself giving it a higher rating than the first three. It was darn close, but kind of blends together with all the other three, so it'd have to really impress me to get another 0.5. Still, it's a showcase of what they would do best during their heyday. They were young, they were crazy, they were heavy metal. Overall, I give Iron Maiden's Peace of Mind a 4 out of 5. Thank you all for watching Lion Brian Gatto, the Horror Shark, and I just giving the usual shoutouts to my Patreon supporters. If you would like to support me on Patreon or join the channel as a member, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. If you want to join the channel as a member, hit the join button under the video. Both have similar perks. You'll get early access to videos, shoutouts, as well as even some collaborations depending on how much you give a month. Join us. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video, and as always, subscribe.